fabricated evidence, and they lied to the courts, and they did all sorts of things to have it go their way. And this was something that we can never allow to happen again. The report actually, and especially when you look into it, and the details of the report are far worse than anything I would have even imagined. What they were doing and what they would have done if I didn't make a certain move that was a very important move, because it would have been even worse if that's possible. And they might have been able to succeed. This was an overthrow of government. This was an attempted overthrow, and a lot of people were in on it, and they got caught. They got caught red-handed. And I look forward to the Durham report, which is coming out in the not too distant future. He's got his own information, which is this information plus. And it's an incredible thing that happened, and we're lucky we caught him. I think I'm going to put this down as one of our great achievements, because what we found and what we saw, never ever should this happen again in our country.
Hello and welcome, fellow digital soldiers, to True Reporting. It is the 9th of December, and on today's podcast, what do you think we're going to be talking about? Nothing but the IG report. This is massive, my friends. I have two incredible threads from Twitter. I also have a ton of memes today. It's going to be action-packed. Also, remember, tonight we will be having a live call-in show. We can discuss this furthermore from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, without further ado, guys, we need to get into this podcast. But before we do so, would you please welcome my sponsor, Noble Gold. Hi, friends. I wanted to tell you about my sponsor, Noble Gold, and what they're offering for the month of December. For this month, they are offering a $10 discount on all Trump Commander-in-Chief coins. On the front side of the coin, we can see that Trump has his hand over his heart with the American flag in the background. And on the reverse side, we see his promise to America that he's kept since day one. This is the season of giving, my friends. It's the season of giving back. And what better gift to give than this beautiful coin? It comes in an amazing velvet casing, and it's pure silver. So remember, go to TrumpCoin2020.com and type in the promo code TRUREPORT for your offer today. Thanks, guys, and enjoy the podcast. This very important podcast. This is True Reporting. All right, guys, coming from Mark Meadows, this just dropped about 15 minutes ago. It ties everything in about what has been going on if you do not understand, and what better representative to hear it from. We see here the thread. You will probably see plenty of spin and headlines today claiming that the you-know-who is exonerated in this report. That is laughable, to put it lightly. The report eviscerates senior officials who broke rules and abused power. Let's go over some of the details. For starters, the, in quote, no bias talking point you see is misdirection from the left. See this line from the IG? Our role in this review was not to second-guess discretionary judgments by department personnel about whether to open an investigation. If you see someone harping on the, in quote, bias point, they are giving you a broad, misapplied talking point to distract from the specifics within the IG report. They are damning. That's what the Dems do. They manipulate. Some top takeaways. Number one, the FBI heavily abused the FISA process, presented false information, and withheld exculpatory info from the court. Number two, FBI used defensive briefings to investigate Trump campaign officials. And number three, the FBI relied on knowingly dubious sources for anti-Trump information. They cannot be trusted, guys. Page 361, major FISA abuse. The IG identified, in quote, numerous serious factual errors and omissions in the applications that undercut certain allegations in the FISA applications. They knowingly, my friends, use bad information to survey American citizens in the Trump campaign. Wow. Page 341. In August of 2016, the FBI used a briefing with the Trump campaign as an opportunity to gather potentially relevant investigative information about Michael Flynn. There we go. He will be exonerated. A member of the Trump campaign at the time. That is significant, my friends. Very significant. What IG report page 341 tells you, the FBI used a defensive briefing with the Trump campaign as a tool for an investigation into its members. Unbelievable. Page 289, Peter Strzok lied to the OIG? Strzok said, and quote, he didn't know whether Bruce Orr kept the meeting with Steele after Steele was terminated. But Strzok's handwritten notes show he got updates on 12/12/16, 12/20/16, and January 23rd of 2017 regarding Orr and Steele's ongoing communication. Page 64. Andy McCabe kept Peter Strzok on the Crossfire Hurricane team despite warnings. The IG says there were even times Strzok and his lover Lisa Page evidently bypassed chain of command to advise specifically McCabe about case-related information. Red flag. You can see the corruption within this, right? Another IG report nugget. As we suspected, the FBI kept using Chris Steele even after he was terminated for cause. Bruce Orr met with the FBI 13 times to pass along information he had been given by Steele, who had then been fired. There is more well-continued sharing. Bottom line, this report confirms what we've been saying. There was significant abuse all over the FBI's efforts to investigate the Trump campaign. My friends, Page, Strzok, McCabe, Brennan, Clapper, let's go down the line. So many more, 20, 30, hundreds of more of these people are going to see Gitmo. They will be arrested. This is a huge day, my friends. And guess what? It's just the beginning, my friends, because D-Class from Barr will be coming, I've heard, very, very soon, guys. Let's move on to another thread that details more into 17's knowings, right? And then we will get into memes to round off the podcast. From Enoch at Elenokel, I believe that's how it's pronounced. Please follow this person on Twitter. Says this thread is dedicated to the IG Pfizer report. Word on the street is that the media is beginning to receive leaks from today's impending release. I will post all IG Pfizer related content to this thread. This was before it was released, but right before, and it ties into a lot of stuff that we discuss on this channel. So as you can see here, the movie's playing. Number 4, Guardians of the You Know What. Number 5, Panic in DC. And number 6, Pfizergate. We are on to the last steps, my friend. It's on to justice. It says here's a list of the officials likely to face scrutiny in the Watchdog report. Peter Strzok, Andrew McCabe, Lisa Page, James Baker, Bill Priestap, James Comey, Kevin Kleinsmith, Bruce Orr, and Christopher Steele. These are the top-notch people in the FBI. There will be a breakdown and then a restructuring of the three-letter agencies. You can bet your bottom dollar. From Devin Nunes, it says here, looks like the DOJ IG report is clear that Republican FISA abuse memo from February 2018 was accurate and actually understated the FISA abuse the dirty cops engaged in. Time for FISA court to take action. American people will finally learn the truth that the Steele dossier was in fact used in Obama administration's intelligence community assessment, Obama's dossier. This is more adding on to the Great Awakening, my friends. People are going to see this. Normies, boomers out there, no offense, boomers. A lot of people out there are going to see it and are going to say, what in the hell was going on within this three-letter agency? These people have been lying to us. There's corruption at the highest levels. It's going to go all the way to Hussein. It's going to go all the way to the Clintons, so on and so forth. From Sarah A. Carter, this is big, significant, and important. The intelligence assessment about Russia relied on the debunked Steele dossier. This is massive, my friends, and she is referencing Devin Nunes, what I just read to you about the Obama dossier. Mark Meadows, I just got out of a nearly 2-hour briefing on the IG report. It is deeply disturbing, he says. Some former FBI and DOJ officials are about to have some serious explaining to do. More details to come shortly. And after reading this, it's no wonder we've been seeing defensive leaks in the New York Times and CNN. Why? Because they're the Mockingbird media. And that the Democrats rushed to hold an impeachment hearing the same day. It's every bit as bad as advertised, and certainly worse than the media has been suggesting. Unbelievable, my friends. Breaking IG report, wider investigations by the DOJ, the IG into FBI's Woods procedures confirmed by the sources. Unbelievable, guys. Continuing forward from Chad Pergram. On November, Capitol Hill security alert. Officials still don't know what sparked the warning when they thought a plane may have wandered into congressional airspace. This just happened today at 12:46 p.m. But NORAD told congressional chiefs of staff they believe they were detected a weather anomaly. What? One more time. But NORAD told congressional chiefs of staff they believe they were detecting a weather anomaly. What is absolutely happening? The Pfizer report full PDF. It hit so hard, NORAD told Congress they believe they were detecting a weather anomaly. But we just know it's the storm. As you can see here, this is obviously not what took place, but an incredible cloud out there that looks just like POTUS. And we can see here, that's great reporting right there. It's very cool. We also see here in the IG from Tom Fitton, and you will see these also in the memes later on, that the IG report has 17 errors. I tweeted this out. I said that Tom Fitton likes to put errors in quotation, but True Reporting likes to put the 17 in quotations in this Carter Page FISA warrants targeting at real Donald Trump. No reasonable explanations for the errors. No reasonable explanations, but there's 17 of them. Give me a break. This is direct communications, my friends. Then we can see here, breaking IG hashtag FISA abuse report also determined that, in quote, the FBI leadership supported relying on Steele's reporting to seek a FISA order on Page after being advised of, in quote, concerns that Steele may have been hired by the Clintons or the DNC. Holy smokes. We further determine, here we go, this is crucial. We further determined that the FBI's officials at every level concurred with this judgment from the OGC attorneys assigned to the investigation to senior CD officials that General Counsel James Baker, then Deputy Director Andrew McCabe, and then Director James Comey, FBI leadership supported relying on Steele's report to seek a FISA order on Page after being advised of and given consideration to concerns expressed by Stuart Evans, then NSD's Deputy Assistant Attorney General with oversight responsibility over the OI, that Steele may have been hired by someone associated with presidential candidate Clinton or the DNC, and that the foreign intelligence to be collected through the FISA order would probably not be worth the, in quote, risk of being criticized later for collecting communications of someone, in quotes, Carter Page, who was politically sensitive. According to McCabe, the FBI felt strongly that the FISA application should move forward because the team believed that they had to get to the bottom of what they considered to be a potentially serious threat to national security, even if the FBI would later be criticized for taking such action. Direct correlation to Clinton. AG Barr's press release about the IG report. This is even more mind-blowing. He says here, nothing is more important than the credibility and the integrity of the FBI and the Department of Justice. This is why we must hold our investigators and prosecutors to the highest ethical and professional standards. The Inspector General's investigation has provided critical transparency and accountability, and his work is a credit to the Department of Justice. I would like to thank the Inspector General and his team. The Inspector General's report now makes it clear that the FBI launched an intrusive investigation of the U.S. presidential campaign on the thinest of suspicious that, in my view, were insufficient to justify the steps taken. It is also clear that from its inception, the evidence produced by the investigation was consistently exculpatory. Nevertheless, The investigation and surveillance was pushed forward for the duration of the campaign and deep into the President Trump's administration. In the rush to obtain and maintain FISA surveillance of the Trump campaign associates, the FBI officials misled the FISA court, omitted critical exploratory facts from their filings, and suppressed or ignored information negating the reliability of their principal source. The Inspector General found the explanations given for these actions unsatisfactory, while most of the misconduct identified by the Inspector General was committed in 2016. In 2017, by a small group of now former FBI officials. The malfeasance and misfeasance detailed in the Inspector General's report reflects a clear abuse of the FISA report. FISA is an essential tool for the protection of the safety of the American people. The Department of Justice and the FBI committed to taking whatever steps are necessary to rectify the abuses that occurred and to ensure the integrity of the FISA process going forward. Again, they are going to be committed to taking whatever steps are necessary to rectify the abuses that occurred when this happened, my friend. And remember, William Barr reinstated what? Oh yeah, he reinstated the death penalty, my friends. Why? Oh, why would he do that? Because it's treasonous. No one is more dismayed about the handling of these FISA applications than Director Wray. I have full confidence in Director Wray and his team at the FBI, as well as the thousands of dedicated lines agents who work tirelessly to protect our country. I thank the director for the comprehensive set of proposed reforms he is announcing today, and I look forward to working with him to implement these and any other appropriate measures. With respect to the DOJ personnel discussed in the report, the department will follow all appropriate processes and procedures, including as to any potential disciplinary action. The statement of the U.S. Attorney John H. Durham for immediate release. Bull Durham disagrees with the IG report, and he has grand juries. Let's see here. So he says, statement of the U.S. Attorney John H. Durham. I have the utmost respect for the mission of the Office of the Inspector General and the comprehensive work that went into the report prepared by Mr. Horowitz and his staff. However, our investigation is not limited to developing information from within competent parts of the Justice Department. Our investigation has included developing information from other persons and entities, both in the U.S. and outside of the U.S., based on the evidence collected to date. And while our investigation is ongoing, last month, we advised the Inspector General that we do not agree with some of the report's conclusions as to predication and how the FBI case was opened. There you go. More. All these people agree. They all agree that what took place should not have taken place, talking about the spying, right? If you search the report for keyword Comey, you get 0 results. If you search the report for keyword corny, you also get results for Comey. Hashtag corny, hashtag Comey. Boom, right here. You type, is that unbelievable? You have to type it in that way to get it right here. Very funny, as a matter of fact. We see here from Lindsey Graham will hold a press conference at 4 p.m. in the Senate Radio TV gallery on Inspector General Michael Horowitz's report on the DOJ and FBI's conduct during the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, the FISA warrant process as it relates to the 2016 election. 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, guys, is when it goes down. This is extremely exciting. This is a turning point in our country. We are about to see these people go to prison. Let's jump into some memes. All right, guys, coming at us from Tom Fenton. I compiled all these memes today, coming out on Twitter, some elsewhere. And so it was a little bit before when this dropped, but it still all adds up, guys. Fraud confirmed in the FISA-gate abuse of Carter Page. It says here, new, per a source familiar with Horowitz' IG report. The IG found that the FBI was unable to corroborate any specific substantiative allegations against Carter Page that the FISA warrants relied on. That is unbelievable. Oh, and redacted for public release. We see here one of 476 pages. Well. Remember, there were 17 errors within this Inspector General report. We also see 476. What does that add up to? Well, 4 plus 7 is 11, plus 6, 17. It doesn't get any crazier than that. When does it become mathematically impossible? And it says here, 5 undisputable facts. No evidence of wrongdoing by our president. Ukraine said there was no pressure. Lethal aid to Ukraine wouldn't exist without @real Donald Trump. There's no obstruction whatsoever. This is an unfair and unprecedented impeachment process. This is treason, my friends. They are stalling. There are no more steps to take. Again, from Mark Meadows, I just got out of nearly a 2-hour briefing on the IG report. It is deeply disturbing. Some former FBI and DOJ officials are about to have some serious explaining to do. More details to come, and I'm sure we'll hear about that this evening. And after reading this, it is no wonder we've been seeing defensive leaks in the New York Times and CNN, Project Mockingbird, and that the Democrats rushed to hold an impeachment hearing the same day. It's every bit as bad as advertised, and certainly worse than the media has been suggesting. From Wyatt, just wait until you realize that basically everything else you were taught about the entirety of human history is pretty much muddied fiction. You are in for a real treat. That we are, my friends. It's about to be mind-blowing. Then we can see here, Horowitz, at least 17 significant errors of omission in the Carter Page FISA applications. Incredible, right? More and more does this point to 17. It's crazy. The IG report released. Please follow @X22report. Knowledge is power. Think for yourself. Trust yourself. Do due diligence. You are awake and think for yourself is the greatest fear. Sheep no more. Adam Schiff from Jordan Sather. Please follow Jordan on YouTube and on Twitter. Adam Schiff doesn't even show up to the impeachment hearings. Jerry Nadler is obviously breaking congressional rules and getting reamed by Matt Gaetz. Owen Schroyer heckles the place and shouts that these folks are committing treason. I'd say they're off to a good start. I believe so as well, Jordan. The Trump War Room. The Inspector General's report now makes it clear that the FBI launched an intrusive investigation of a presidential campaign on the thinest of suspicion that, in my view, were insufficient to justify the steps taken. From General Bill Barr. That is treason. From Charlie Kirk, we see here, John Durham disagrees with the DOJ IG report conclusions. Durham is the one who can interrogate former DOJ officials, including Brennan, Clapper, and Comey. Why would Durham feel compelled to contradict the IG report if it weren't full of inaccuracies? This is huge. This is just the beginning, guys. I'm telling you, it is just the beginning. After this comes D-Class. That is the nuke, my friends. From Educating Liberals, please follow them on Twitter. It's amazing how many skeptics are absolutely positive that no justice will ever take place. This is crazy, my friends. You are witnessing history. We're working on dismantling the greatest crime syndicate the world's ever seen. And without Trump and our military heroes, we'd already be screwed. Patience is required. Please trust the plan. I beg of you, please trust the plan. Again from Jordan. So you're telling me, this is mind-blowing, guys. So you're telling me 2 years ago, 17 posted, in quote, justice. And today, almost to the minute, the Justice Department and OIG justice accounts tweeted about the IG report. Don't forget the watch queue posted 1 week ago was set to the exact same time of all the tweets. All for a LARP, hashtag you know who. And finally, my friends, from December 2nd, Q repost justice marker from almost 2 years ago. Justice marker, December 9th, 2017 at 1:28 p.m. The FISA report dropped at 1:27 p.m. 2 years later on this very date. My friends, what an incredible afternoon we are having. It is action-packed. More to come, my friends. I mean, the news is just beginning. It's Monday. Remember, tonight from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be having a live call-in show. Let's discuss all of it, right? Let's discuss it all. And then tomorrow, I will be streaming the Trump rally from Hershey, Pennsylvania. We do this every time there's a rally on, so it just doesn't stop, guys. How exciting is this? If you found it informative and you enjoyed this podcast, would you please go ahead and subscribe to my channel? You can follow me on Twitter @TRUreporting. And don't forget to leave a like. You can donate to this channel and keep it afloat by going to my PayPal, Patreon, we have a P.O. Box, and True Reporting merch. My friends, always know God is in control and everything will be all right. Have a wonderful afternoon, and I will see you tonight at 8 p.m. Have a great day. Bye-bye.